Hi, my name is Esmeralda Flores, and this is my photo story based off of Russell Elementary BI, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade classroom. So first we see the door. The door is a very important element into the classroom environment and the roles of this teacher. The board has all the names and a superhero pin. The superhero pin is moved each day to the student to the right. And this is because the student with the pin becomes a superhero of the day and is given responsibilities and becomes the line leader. This can be taken away if the student chooses to misbehave. From there we go to the whiteboard. The whiteboard is very important because it shows the social skill of the day or the week. Depending on which social skill they are doing, it requires more time. So as we can see, when a student has a behavior that they show throughout the week or the day, then the teacher decides to use that behavior and talk about how to handle it, how to cope, and how to relax when they're feeling the anger that they do and decide to do that behavior. This is very important because this means that the teacher is addressing what behavior the child does and why they do it and how to stop it, but also how to cope with the feelings that they feel. There are two teaching areas here in her classroom, and that is the main area where the teacher teaches the 2nd grade and sometimes the 1st grade if they can behave. She gives equal attention to all students and repeats all questions and plays videos for the students to understand the concept. And then we have the one-on-one tables with their paraprofessionals. This is for the 1st graders who are at a lower level and need that one-on-one attention. And most of the time they cannot get along with the other 1st graders or the other students, so they are taught by themselves. And this is very important because sometimes they need to take more breaks than the 2nd graders, so we don't want the time to be lost with the 1st graders, so that's why we put them in a one-on-one setting. Next we have the sensory area. So as you can see, there are a couple of boxes. I could not zoom in because their names were on them, but this is where the students can go and have sensory time. They have Play-Doh, they have quicksand, they have little balls full of jelly, and they also have erasers or anything else that makes them feel comfortable and calms them down. This is very important because when they're feeling stressed, they may ask for permission to go and get their sensory box, but only if their work is completed. They must raise their hand and always answer the teacher if they would like their sensory area. So this is a way for the students to cope with what is going on when they are given breaks, and when the work gets too much or they're feeling too much emotion, this is an outlet for them to use. Finally, we have their point sheet. So it's on the wall and their names are on the paper, so that's why I could not zoom in. But every time the child makes a disruption, they raise their hand without permission or they talk without permission, the points are deducted from their point sheet. Each child has their own individual goal that is placed based on their IEP. So based on their IEP, this tells the teacher how much points they can lose and if they are able to participate in Fun Friday. And this is very important because most child strive to participate on Fun Friday where they can use the computers or the iPads or Legos or blocks. Lastly, we have the store. So this is a very fun and important aspect in their routine. So every Friday, if they behave and they reach the amount of points they need on their point sheet throughout the week, they are given money on their behavior. And they can collect the money, they can save it, and they put it in an invisible bank made by the teacher. So at the end of every Friday, they are able to see how much money they have and to buy items from the store. This is kind of like an incentive to them to behave and to complete their work. But if they do misbehave or have a crisis throughout any of the days of the week, their store privileges are taken and they must save their money for next week. If a crisis gets out of hand, then their money is taken away and they're not given any money for that week.